In this video, we chat about something that loads of families and individuals worry about: the regrets that come with moving into a nursing home. We're here to help you understand all the different feelings and practicalities involved in this really important decision in your life. We really want to give you the lowdown on what life is really like in a nursing home. We know these places are there for us when we need them, but we also want to be honest about how they can sometimes make us feel lonely and like we're losing the things that make us who we are. If you're thinking about this option, it's really important to understand these implications, as it can have a big effect on you and your family. In this video, we're going to chat about some of the most common misunderstandings about nursing homes. We hope that by sharing some of these real life experiences, we can encourage you to think critically about your own choices and explore some alternatives that might be better suited to your needs or those of your family members. We'll have a chat about all the options available to you, like assisted living facilities, in home care, and community resources. What matters most to us is that you find a solution that works for you and your lifestyle. Our main aim is to give you all the knowledge and understanding you need to make the right decisions for you and your family in the future. We really hope that by the time you've watched this video, you'll have a much clearer idea of what the nursing home experience is like and the different options available to you. Moving into a nursing home can be a big change, and it's totally normal to feel a bit lost and out of control. These facilities are designed to provide structure and support, which can be really helpful for residents who might need a little guidance, like meal times, activities, and bedtime are often decided by the facility's schedule rather than what the individual prefers. It's totally normal to feel a bit lost or frustrated at first, especially if you're used to being in control of how you spend your days. Changing your schedule can be a bit scary. For example, someone who used to love having a lie-in might now have to get up early for breakfast, followed by activities they don't particularly enjoy. It's totally normal to feel a bit lost when you can't just go out and about whenever you want or have some quiet time to yourself. For most of us, the ability to make choices, no matter how small, is really important for our sense of identity and well being. We all know how important it is to feel independent and valued, and it's really sad to think that this can be affected when we're living in a nursing home. It's so important to remember that feeling isolated and forgotten in a nursing home can have a really significant emotional impact on residents. It can have a massive effect on their mental health and overall well being. One of the most noticeable changes that often happens is the shift in family visits and connections over time. At first, family members might want to come and see you often because they're really keen to support you during this time of change. But as time goes by, these visits might become less often because of things like busy schedules, distance, or even how hard it can be to see a loved one in a nursing home. It's totally understandable if this gradual decline in visits makes you feel a bit sad and lonely. At the end of the day, you used to rely on your mates and neighbors for company, and it's only natural to feel a bit lost without them. I totally get how lonely it can feel to be away from loved ones. It's easy to feel lonely in a crowd, and many of us do. It's really important to have that support network we all need, and it's tough when we're missing those familiar faces and the comfort of personal connections. It's hard when you're feeling down or anxious, and it can make it even trickier to settle into a new place. It's really important to surround yourself with people who make you feel good and who you can share your life with. When we don't have that, it can make us feel really sad, especially when we're in a nursing home. It's really sad to see other residents' health getting worse, and often there's a clear reason why. For example, one of our residents who was once active and loved walking around the facility started having major health issues after becoming less mobile. But as her activity decreased, she started to experience some challenges. Things like joint stiffness and cardiovascular problems made it a bit harder for her to be active. Another resident who had done group exercises before found that after a few months of not doing as much, he had difficulty with balance and coordination, which made it hard for him to take part in activities he used to enjoy. These stories really highlight how quickly our physical health can decline when we're not encouraged to stay active. We'd like to encourage you to think about how important it is to stay active no matter how old you are or what your situation is. It's really important to make sure you're being active regularly, as this is key to keeping your health and well being in check. It's great to know that it helps keep our muscles strong and flexible. But that's not all. It's also really good for our mental health by reducing feelings of depression and anxiety. Hey, why not have a little think about how you can fit some movement into your daily routine? You could try some structured exercise like a nice stroll or hobbies that get your heart pumping. I totally get how hard it is to stay active when you're not feeling your best, but staying active is really important. It's the best way to avoid the risks that come with being sedentary. That's great for you and your family, even if you're living in a care home. It'll help you stay healthy and enjoy life to the fullest. It's really important to understand how being active affects our health, and knowing that can help us take steps to look after ourselves. It's also important to remember that needing a little help with personal tasks can sometimes be a sign of dignity being lost. It's totally normal to need little help with things we used to do ourselves, like bathing, dressing, or using the toilet. We all need a little help sometimes to stay safe and healthy, but it can be embarrassing and uncomfortable. It's totally normal to feel a bit helpless, but we're here to support you every step of the way. For example, a resident who was once able to look after themselves might find it hard to accept that they need help from staff or other residents. It's totally normal to feel a bit dependent on others after going through these experiences, but it's important to remember that it's okay to be your own person with your own identity. We get that moving out of a nursing home after getting settled can be really tough, both emotionally and practically. That's why we're here to support you every step of the way. We know that moving back home can sometimes be more complicated than you thought it would be, but we're here to support you every step of the way. For many residents, the nursing home becomes a familiar place where they can get used to routines and make friends. When the time comes to head back home, the emotional weight of leaving that comfort zone can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming. We get that moving home can be a bit of a worry for some of our residents who might be concerned about whether they'll be able to manage on their own or miss the support they're used to. It's really sad to hear stories from residents who've struggled to be independent again after leaving a nursing home. One resident, who'd spent a few years in a facility, found it a bit of a challenge to adjust to living on her own again. The skills she once relied on had gone, and she felt swamped by the responsibilities of running her household. Another resident shared how he felt really down when he returned home, as he was worried about feeling isolated and not being able to look after himself properly. These stories really highlight just how tricky it can be to move back into independent living. As we wrap up our chat about life in a nursing home, it's really important to go over the main things we've talked about, like the things people have regretted and the lessons they've learned. Moving into a nursing home can be a bit of a wrench. You might feel a bit lost, like you don't have your independence and privacy anymore, and like you don't have a sense of purpose. It's really important to remember that feeling lonely or struggling to adjust to a new place can really take a toll on our physical and mental health. It's also really important to think about what might happen in the future when choosing care options, especially when you're getting used to a nursing home. These insights are a gentle reminder of how tricky it can be to navigate aging and care. They show us that it's important to plan ahead and have open conversations with our loved ones. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, like it, and share it with anyone you think might enjoy it. Your engagement is really important to us, and it helps us reach more people. It also helps to create a community where we can share valuable insights and support each other in these important conversations. By checking out this content, you can learn more about the challenges and opportunities that come with getting older, which in turn will help you make informed decisions that focus on dignity, independence, and well being. Thanks so much for joining us for this important discussion. It's going to be a really interesting journey as we all work together to understand the complexities of aging and care. We'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so please feel free to share them in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.